Hello, everyone. This is East Coast Economic Update for November the 20th, 2009. Excuse the uh, engine outside. It's actually my electric company. Apparently, we blew a transformer, so they're giving us electricity via a diesel power supply. So it's loud as hell. Anyway, just want to lay some information on you. Some small stuff. A couple of things that were sent from some of my subscribers. Be Here Soon and MSM Moore. You're officially my co-researchers, so thank you both. I've got a couple of articles on the dollar, Socio General, which is from Sandra from Be Here Soon. Sent me, and also a couple of other articles about China quietly creating a reserve currency or becoming the reserve currency in the background. Now, there's a lot of articles when you, because I tried to find backup articles, and there's a lot of articles talking about 10 or 15 years from now. There is one article that says they're doing it now. They're using the gold that they have purchased and the gold that their citizens have purchased, and basically are using that as leverage to create in the background with countries, with the BRIC countries, with Russia, and with other countries that wish to no longer carry American dollars. Um, I'm going to leave those articles for you to read, so I have some time left to just throw something out. And I've repeated this a billion times, it seems, but I'm going to keep pointing it out to everyone. Actually, three things. One, the only way this government, the only way this country is going to recover is if we have a job full recovery. And that job full recovery has to be industrial. It cannot be done technologically, not for the long term anyway. Um, we need to produce stuff to sell. We need real goods to get real money to have real purchasing power. Fictitious purchasing power is what Weimar Germany had in 1923, and that's what we have right now. So all the people who have said to me in one way or another that, and one person told me that left a comment that said, you know, this concept of hyperinflation is manure. Well, it's not like I'm pulling this out of my behind. I'm looking at history here, guys. And I keep repeating this old statement. I forgot who said it, and I'm sure one of you or all of you are going to comment who said it. The person who said, history does not repeat itself, but it sure does rhyme. It's true. I'm not saying it's going to be exact. We may not go into hyper. When I made the last video, I said it's early. We could go into a deflationary depression or a hyperinflation depression. It is early. It's leaning towards the hyperinflation option. It really is. Uh, let's go check back on what happened in Weimar Germany. Circumstances were slightly different. The British and a number of other signees of the Versailles Treaty took away Germany's infrastructure, took away its rails, took away its productive capacity, took away its factories. But the end result is still the same. They didn't have enough gold reserves, so they started printing money like it was going out of style, and it caused hyperinflation. It caused ultimately, regardless of whether you call it hyperinflation or severe inflation or a dollar collapse, it caused a currency collapse. And that currency collapse brought forth 14 guys in the back of a beer garden and created Nazi Germany as we know it in historical terms. And yes, it can happen here. It has happened in the past. It will happen today, and it will happen in the future if we continue to do this. Secondly, I did a video. I called a family member in Ukraine asking what was going on. I would like to personally say I believe I don't believe that this thing is this either the bacterial infection or the H1N1 virus is naturally occurring. I don't know who did it. I don't have the documents that say. I've watched Doc's videos. There are documents there, and it's very possible. It doesn't matter at this point. What matters at this point, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the point I've been trying to get because everybody's jumping up and down my throat. about the fact that, I'm lessening the cause of this disease in the sense that I don't think it's as serious. No, I think it's serious. That's why I asked who I asked, what was going on, how fast it was spreading, and what was the main causes that are making people infected faster. Now, don't forget, I did a video back in April when everybody was flipping out that people were going to die in the United States because the Mexicans were covered with swine flu. And I said, guys, you're panicking. This is exactly what they want you to do. They want you to flip out. And guess what happened? Nothing happened. Nothing happened the entire summer. Less than 1,000 people died, though it's horrible. But the average, now we're in a pandemic situation, the average time when you get the regular flu, somewhere between 30 and 35,000 people die. I mean, this is the first virus that kills less people, and we're in a pandemic. So the point I'm trying to make, ladies and gentlemen, and this is not to all of you, but to the folks that just want to be naysayers, I'm not trying to say that these diseases are not man-made. I'm not saying that these diseases are naturally made, because we know it can't be naturally made. It just doesn't make any sense. But the point I'm trying to say here is that we have to calm down and see how to avoid it to the best of our ability. Okay? This is the point I'm trying to make. The same thing with the issue about the dollar collapse and hyperinflation. These are possibilities. But we all agree that the dollar keeps dropping, gold keeps rising, and our economy and our government and the economy as a whole is not recovering. And in fact, the issue is that, you know, the issue is that we're going down the shitter, okay, guys? We're going down the toilet, okay? Who cares if we call it hyperinflation, depression, recession, or the Greatest Depression? It doesn't matter. The title is not going to be put on until after we're out of this mess, when everybody looks in hindsight and says, oh, this is what it was. The truth is, ultimately, that we need to be vigilant, we need not to be afraid, and we need to understand how to avoid the problem. This is why I'm making these videos. Everybody telling me, you're wrong, you're trying to, you're trying to play down a very serious disease or whatever. No, I'm not. What I'm trying to do is, guys, we're in a burning building and I'm looking for the exit. I'm looking for the exit, as everyone else on YouTube is, that is trying to point people to awaken and do whatever they're doing. I'm a military man. I spent 8 years and I was in 2 combat theaters in my lifetime, my young lifetime. I learned that panicking and running around going, they're shooting at us, is only going to get yourself killed. A clear and intelligent plan is what is going to get you out the door and alive. And that is my only purpose. My purpose for myself and my family, and for you. So, this is really going out to people who have, poo-pooed or naysayed or flipped out because I'm calmly explaining that, things are not so bad. And so far, historically speaking, let's use the Mexican swine flu here, hasn't been that bad. Now, I'm not saying that this that this virus and the bacterial infection is not. It's very serious. But I asked a family member who knew, who's on the ground, has boots on the ground, as the military saying goes, has boots on the ground, and said, listen, I'm noticing more people who are not taking care of themselves, or in a situation where the toilets are not running well, or whatever, and these guys are getting sick. This is something you may want to think about. So, ladies and gentlemen, think about it. Now, as far as the economic collapse is concerned, we need to plan. If you're not making an active move, and the only person that's going to die in this burning building, if you're not making a move of any sort, whatever, is yourself. All right, guys. Peace. My next video will probably be up at the house, up at the camp.